Hello and welcome to Cloud Expert Solutions, your favorite cloud learning channel. In this module, we are going to understand AWS Web Application Firewall, commonly known as AWS WAF. AWS WAF helps protect your web applications from common attacks like SQL injection, cross-site scripting, and malicious bots. We will explain this step by step using simple diagrams, and we will also cover exam focused tips you must remember for the AWS certification. Let's review the roadmap for this module. As usual, we will start with the problem statement. Then we will run through AWS WAF Key Features. Followed by, we will review how AWS WAF works. Then we will review an implementation architecture using AWS WAF. Followed by, we will log into AWS Management Console and review AWS WAF options and configuration. And as always, we will finish up with a quick summary and key takeaways for your certification preparation. On behalf of the Cloud Expert Solutions team, I would like to thank you for joining us and selecting this bootcamp. Let's jump in. Let's first understand the problem AWS WAF is designed to solve. Modern web applications are not usually attacked at the network level. Instead, attackers target at the application layer, also known as Layer 7. Traditional firewalls and AWS security groups work at Layer 3 and Layer 4, which means they filter traffic based on IP address and ports. They cannot look inside an HTTP request to understand what user is actually trying to do. This creates a major gap. Attackers exploit this gap using OWASP top 10 attacks such as SQL injection and cross-site scripting, where malicious code is hidden inside URLs, headers, or form inputs. Another common problem is malicious bots and scrappers. These bots repeatedly hit your application, scrap data, or consume resources that will cause performance issue and higher cost for you. AWS WAF solves this by inspecting the actual content of every HTTP and HTTPS request. It analyzes URLs, query string, header, and request bodies to identify malicious pattern and blocks that attack before it reaches to your application. In simple terms, AWS WAF protects what traditional firewalls cannot see. Let's now look at the key features of AWS Web Application Firewall and understand how everything fits together. At the top level, AWS WAF uses something called Web ACL or Access Control List. Think of Web ACL as a container that holds all your security rules. You attach the Web ACL to resources like a load balancer or CloudFront, and AWS WAF evaluates traffic based on the rule inside it. Inside a Web ACL, rules are organized into rule groups. One option is AWS Manage Rules, which are pre-configured rule sets maintained by AWS. These rules protect against common threats like SQL injection, cross-site scripting, and known bad inputs, which is ideal for quick and secure setup. You can also create custom rules where you can define your own logic based on the IP address, request header, URL, or even the body of the request. This is useful when your application has specific security requirements. Another powerful feature is rate-based rules. These rules automatically block or limit IP address that send too many requests in short period of time, which will help you protect against brute force attack and traffic floods. AWS WAF integrates seamlessly with key AWS services like Application Load Balancer, CloudFront, API Gateway, and AppSync, which allow you to protect your web applications and APIs at the edge or at load balancer level. Finally, AWS WAF provides logging and monitoring through CloudWatch and Kinesis Firehose, which will give you full visibility into allowed, blocked, and counted requests for analysis and auditing. Now let's review how AWS WAF works. We have already reviewed AWS WAF protects your application or APIs against common web exploits that may affect availability, compromise security, or consume excessive resources. You can enable AWS WAF on services like Amazon CloudFront, application load balancers, Amazon API Gateway, and AWS AppSync. You can get started quickly using Manage Rules. You can also build your own rules using the Visual Rule Builder, or you can code in JSON or deploy rules that is maintained by sellers from AWS Marketplace. We have a demo and we are going to review that. Using these Web ACLs, you can protect your application against exploits and vulnerabilities such as SQL injection, cross-site scripting attacks we have already discussed. You can also filter out unwanted traffics by defining specific pattern either by IP address or using geographic location. Now, when request arrives from user, AWS WAF check the request against Web ACL. Allowed traffic will be passed to the backend, and if the traffic found malicious, then it will be blocked, and for blocked traffic it will return a 403 forbidden error. If you want to test your new rules, then you can count them without blocking the traffic. You can also enforce the request using a human captcha challenge, and you can also integrate Amazon CloudWatch for any incoming traffic metrics and Amazon Kinesis Firehose for request detail. You can then use these insights to fine-tune your rule based on the metrics and log data, which is nothing but proactive remediation for you. And using this approach, you can identify anomalies and automatically fine-tune your ACLs without any manual intervention. Now let's take a deeper look at Web ACL, which are the core building block of any AWS WAF. A Web ACL defines how AWS WAF inspect incoming web request and what action to take when a request matches certain condition. First, you can filter requests based on the IP addresses they originated from, or even the country of origin, which is useful for blocking or allowing traffic from specific regions. You can also inspect the content of the request itself. For example, AWS Web Application Firewall can perform string matching or regular expression matching on URLs, HTTP headers, query parameters, or even on request bodies. Another powerful capability is inspecting the size of a request component. This will help protect against attacks that attempt to overload your application using unusually large payloads. AWS WAF can also detect malicious patterns such as SQL injection or scripting attempts before the request ever reaches to your application. For every rule, you define both the matching condition and the action to take, such as block, allow, or count the request. During the Web ACL update, AWS WAF may experience temporary inconsistencies. This is absolutely normal because sometimes the rule takes some time to propagate. But AWS automatically handles this to ensure traffic is continuously protected. Finally, AWS WAF allows you to customize request heading, such as limiting request rate using rate-based rule, which is specially useful for mitigating brute force attack. Now let's understand this using a diagram. Here is our application load balancer, which is front-ending the web application, and we have AWS WAF enabled on the application load balancer. We have also configured a rate-based rule to allow 100 requests every 5 minutes. Now, if user started flooding the application beyond the allowed threshold, instead of sending HTTP 402 or HTTP 403 forbidden error, we can modify the response code to HTTP 302, which is temporary redirect with a location header, and it will specify the redirect URL or maybe with a custom error page with the message too many requests to users. Now here is a bit pro architecture that often shows up in AWS solution architect certification scenarios. We all know that application load balancer does not provide static IPs, but what if you have a client who says, I'll only allow my employees to access your web application if you give me a single which I can whitelist in my corporate firewall. To solve this, we have two options. One is more common. There we can use AWS Global Accelerator, because AWS Global Accelerator will provide you with two static IP addresses, and you can point those IPs to your load balancer, and then you can attach the web application firewall to your load balancer. The second option, you can use a network load balancer in front of application load balancer, and with this method you can use a network load balancer with elastic IP address. There you are going to get one single fixed public IP which will be your entry point, and you can share that IP to your customer. Now you have the best of both the worlds. You have a fixed entry point for your client and layer 7 protection for your application. Please remember this architecture diagram. This is an exam scenario question. Now let's go back to AWS Management Console and let's review AWS WAF in action. Back to my AWS Management Console. As we discussed during our previous module while discussing AWS Shield, now AWS merged AWS Web Application Firewall and Shield in one dashboard. We have already used AWS Shield in our previous module. If you do not see WAF, you can type in service search option as AWS WAF or only WAF. The first option in the service search result, I am going to click WAF and Shield. From the left hand side, the first option is AWS WAF, and here is the protection pack that you are going to create for your Web ACL. Before you create the Web ACL, let's review the charge. You need to pay $5 per protection pack for Web ACL per month. Then you have $1 per rule per month and 60 cents per million of requests the AWS WAF will process. Here we have the protection packs. I do not have anything, but if you have, you will be able to see here. The IP sets, if you want to create any IP sets, here you can do that. Here is the regex pattern set if you are going to create any rule on the regex pattern. This is the rule group if you are going to create. Here is the application integration where you can integrate or you can deploy the protection pack. And here is the add-on protection. If you remember, we discussed about 3 ACLs. Either you can use AWS managed or you can build your own, and the third option was AWS Marketplace. Here is the option to select an ACL from AWS Marketplace. You can use the category drop down to filter either client-side protection or partner managed rule. Here are the options for PCI DSS 4 compliance. Also from CSE, you have cybersecurity cloud managed rules and all others. You can go ahead and review all those managed rules that you can get from Marketplace. For our demo, let's proceed with creating protection packs. You simply click that big orange button, Create Protection Pack Web ACL. The first option, you have to select the app category. That means what type of application you want to protect. Is that e-commerce transaction platform? Is that API integration service? Or is that media file processing and others? I'll assume my application is e-commerce and transaction platform. The next is app focus. What you want to protect? Do you want to protect both API and web? Or do you want to protect only API or only web? Based on your requirement, you can select API and web. Now here is the resource what you want to protect. AWS WAF can protect application load balancer, CloudFront, API gateway and AppSync. I do not have any. If you have any component, it will be listed here. You can select. Now choose initial protection. Here you have all those ACLs. Either you can go with the AWS managed rules or you can create your own. But to create that initial protection or choose that initial protection, you need to first select that resource. I'll skip for now. Now choose the protection pack. Here AWS Amplify application, CloudFront distribution and distribution tenant. Either I can go ahead with this. Here are the initial protection. You can see this is the recommended option. This is the essential, and here what you can build. If you want to build, you are going to create a custom rule. You can click next, and here are the different rule options. Either you can use IP based rule or geolocation based rule or rate based rule, or you can create a custom rule. Let's assume I want to create a rate based rule. Then I'm going to click next. Now we need to select an action if the client violates or breaches the threshold. Either you can block, you can also challenge, or you can also provide a captcha, or you can simply count that request. If you want to test a new rule, instead of blocking, you can only count that. Here you need to provide a rule name. I am going to choose the name as CS test rule. Here is the limit. Maybe I am going to provide 100 transactions per 5 minutes. Here is the rule configuration. Is that based on the source IP address or IP address header, custom key, count all. This is the rule configuration. Any custom request which is optional, you can add the custom header. If you want to inspect any custom HTTP header, you can do that. And then the final is add rule. Please remember, here is the estimated cost for this rule. I don't want to spend any money. I am going to cancel this. Here you need to provide a name of that ACL, a description, and finally you need to create the protection pack. Back to my PPT, and now let's wrap up the AWS WAF with some key exam tips that you should definitely remember. First, you should understand the difference between AWS WAF and security groups. Security groups work at the network level, which can filter traffic based on IP address and ports, while the AWS Web Application Firewall works at the application layer level or layer 7, and it can inspect HTTP or HTTPS content and the request string. Second, remember how AWS WAF is deployed. You do not install WAF on EC2 instance. Instead, you associate AWS WAF with services like Application Load Balancer, API Gateway, or CloudFront. Third, if an exam question mentions minimal administrative effort to block common web attacks, the correct choice will be AWS Manage Rules. These rules are maintained and managed by AWS and protect against common attack patterns out of the box. Next, use IPset when you need to block or allow traffic from specific IP address or IP range, specifically if you know the bad actors. Finally, if a question talks about fixed IP addresses in front of an application load balancer, remember AWS WAF does not provide fixed IP. In that case, you should use AWS Global Accelerator or Network Load Balancer in front of the application load balancer. Now, if you keep this point in mind, it will help you quickly identify the right answer in your certification exam. That wraps up this module. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more AWS exam preparation courses and cloud certification bootcamps. Got questions or feedback? Drop them in the comment. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for learning with us at Cloud Expert Solutions. You are now one step closer to crushing your exam. See you in the next module.